That was the day the world changed. Unrecognizable sights and unheard bygone days. The journey beyond time begins once again to restore the changed world.
Hey guys, welcome to my Another Eden 2.0 video, Return of the Goddess of Time Part 2. It's going to be very exciting because this has been a story update for the game that I've been waiting for Global to get for quite a while now, ever since the game came out in English. So without further ado, let's tackle this beast. So first off, what's new? We're going to get the major installment of the next main storyline. We'll have access to the Eastern Kingdom called Galurea, and new characters will join us in our journey through the dreams. They're adding a new system called the Grasta system, which I'll also explain a little bit more on how you access that via cat shrines. And we have the 2.0 style Another Dungeon, which is fairly unique to the game. So if you want to go to Galurea, there's a few things you gotta make sure you've done. You gotta make sure that you have the Azure Rebel episode complete, which is Another Eden 1.9.1 storyline, and you have to have the 1.5 Volume 2 main story quest completed, which was back in 1.7.1. Once you've completed both of these, you'll be able to have access to the 2.0 storyline. And here's just a quick picture of what Galurea looks like on the map. It's very beautiful, and I feel like Right Flyers definitely upped their game at the time when they've produced the 2.0 land. So let's go over the new character, Shigure. He's a 4 to 5 star rarity unit. He's water element, a slash katana ring user, and his type is light. His valor chant, which is called Gaze Upon My Sword Dance, empowers all of his party members with power up by 30% and physical resistance by 30% for one turn. You can get his upgrade tome called the Watatsumi tome in Migland's Castle very hard. And following him, we have Tsubame, who is a ninja girl. She comes in 4 to 5 star rarity. Her element type is earth. She's a blunt fist necklace user. Her type is light. And her valor chant, which is stealth is our best weapon. She upgrades the speed of all her party members by 30% and reduces the power of all enemies by 20% for one turn. You can get her Shadow Lord tome in the Moonlight Forest very hard. Next, let's go over the Grasta system. There's going to be quite a bit of text coming up, but I'm just going to hit on the important points. If you want at any point, you can stop the video and absorb more of the information dump that is about to occur. So essentially, Grasta is a new system that's introduced in 2.0 that empowers your characters. They're sort of like runes that you put in, and they'll increase things like stats, elemental damage, or healing power. You have 3, and the start of 2.0, you'll unlock the 3rd Grasta slot once you've completed the first part of the 2.0 storyline, and eventually in a future upgrade you're going to get a 4th slot, which opens up for Valor Chant enhancements. And to access your Grasta system, you can visit any cat shrine located in the towns of Galurea. Now, some general tips, credits given to Living Green, are that if you don't know what you want to put in, mana regeneration seems to be the way to go. If you have DPS units such as Suzette, Shion, Mighty, elemental damage boost will be great too, because they'll increase raw damage from your characters. You can also prioritize speed in some cases to help make farming and ensure that your DPS goes first as well. But at the same time, a common set recommended would be, a elemental increase Grasta with a mana regen, prioritize speed. If you want to maximize DPS, you can equip the elemental increase Grasta with a damage increase at max HP and a critical rate up Grasta, which is pretty sought after. And of course, you can also equip the no element Grasta, which allows for faster mob clearing. So you could put that on a Yuna, a Tsubame, and they'll just AoE the mobs down very quickly. I believe you could also put it on other units such as Amy and perhaps Lokito as well. And tanks should equip health regen Grastas, mana regen Grastas as well to help them maximize the duration for their rage. And here are some more general Grasta tips. Alright, and now I want to talk about the Galurea Another Dungeon. So this is a new dungeon that will be unlocked on your progression in the story. It's pretty much you start off in the base camp of Azana, which is the very first city you'll be visiting in the new world. And you can talk to some NPCs in the house to exchange for special items, such as the unique equipment that you can obtain by running this dungeon over and over again. And there's also a man and a girl that you can provide something called cat emmas that will be able to exchange tier 3 style Grastas. And here I have a list of the Grasta weapons, their stat effects, and what the girl and the man provides, along with what type of weapon they'll be providing after you've maxed out what they have to offer. And credits go to Chef MTK on the Discord. And eventually, as you're running through the dungeon, you might encounter another town called Nagsham. When you go to this town, you can exchange rubbles that you would be collecting from the shiny on the ground or through certain types of another dungeon within Galurea for him to exchange for tier 3 Grastas as well. But do note that at the very least you must have at least 50 rubbles for the exchange. And he only offers to sell 3 items at a time, with a cap of 999 for how much rubble you can contain. And you will need roughly about 2,500 rubbles to buy out everything from this man. And just some of the priority picks for the Galurea Another Dungeon. Whenever you see a cat shrine, always go for it because you're going to be guaranteed a cat emma, which then you can exchange for a unique tier 3 Grasta. Once you have obtained all the Grastas from the vendors, you'll start obtaining Jadeite, which is used to craft more tier 3 Grastas. The next in the priority list should be the Konglong Mountains, since they drop materials for the armor, the unique armor set, and the enemies are generally weak to earth and physical attacks. And they also drop the attack shards and crystals, which are used more often. The Inari Plateau and Autumn Road is a close second, since they also drop materials for the unique armor. The Inari mobs are mostly weak to fire. The Autumn Road mobs are weak to a multitude of elements. The life shards do drop from here, which are used less often. Nagsham should be medium priority, only go for there for the exchange of rubble. But it's also another great place to provide an inn for rest if you're struggling. And finally, the Jiraiya Fortress, Temple Ruins, and Spectre Palace should be low priority on your journey within the Galurea Another Dungeon. They just don't drop as many things. In fact, they actually don't drop any of the rubble for Grasta exchange, which is why they're not recommended for you to farm, especially early on in your journey in 2.0. A quick boss guide to the Galurea Another Dungeon. On the left, we have the Mizuchi boss, who is deemed to be the weakest of the 3. You can attack the shell with the blunt attacks, since it's weak to that. The main body is weak to slash and earth attacks, and you don't really need a healer if you have enough damage output. The middle boss is the Karakuruza Murai, who has no weaknesses, and he resets any buffs that's applied to him every turn, so you need a constant strength debuff or physical resistance buff for your team to survive each turn. Having Xian would be great for the fight, and Aldo as well, since they can keep him locked down by cycling through their Valor chants. Finally, we have the Suzaku boss, which is deemed to be the hardest of the 3 at launch. He's weak to water with no resistance to anything else and absorbs fire, and you need to have a very high damage output team to tackle him on, which is mitigated in later updates with power creeped units and water zones. So yeah, anyways, that is just a quick general overview for 2.0. There's going to be plenty of other things as well for you guys to discover. I do plan on making more videos to cover the newer systems, such as some very specific Grastas to the new special bosses that will be included in this update in a future video. But for now, I hope you guys enjoy your time in Galurea. It is a beautiful, new, expansive world that I personally fell in love with another Eden all over again when I played through it earlier in the Japanese version. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and I wish you guys have a great rest of your day now. Take care. Goodbye.